We have to go back to work.
Okay. I was like, return to the main room. Wait, what?
Hi, Ms. Teeters, Ms. Kamari. We're just waiting for the prosecutor. And there's Mr. McClellan, right? So Ms. Kamari, we're ready to go forward.
Hold on. I'm completing out a form right now to email to the court.
All right. I'll wait on that.
Oh, before we get started, let's go, Kamala Harris. I heard it was over 40 million in one night. Let's go. Sorry. For the justice of the country. I plead the fifth on that.
So Ms. Teeters, you think I'm talking to you?
Before we start, while Ms. Kamir is finishing her thing, it's just a nice something that I want to be able to say that's on the record, but not completely on the record at the moment.
So, Ms. Teeters, I would recommend that you don't say anything to the court right now.
Thank you for your recommendation, but you are only an attorney. Thank you. Please finish up your document so we may proceed.
She's a real attorney. I really depend on her. So yeah, I think you can too. It's a good advice.
Attorneys are wonderful, but lawyers that I'm really good friends with and that I've helped study, while they actually were getting their degree, something of such great value. And I want to make sure that it's on record, especially with what's been going on in the last 24 hours on my side of the world. And Mr. McLennan is here. Yeah, I wanted to take the moment to say something on the record, but not completely on the record.
Well, you're always on the record. The whole world's watching. We're on YouTube and recording. So you're never off the record, just so you know.
That's only YouTube. It can be altered and photoshopped.
I'm almost done here now.
Okay.
I was referring to the whole who's the current president of the United States, how a man who is a criminal and going through his own criminal high Supreme Court hearings is demanding that he should be president. But the rightful current president is being harassed, and how she got donations to continue her campaign, and how the whole legislation and how the whole government is actually ran. That a shit show circus clown can't overthrow the original founding fathers' rulings for this whole entire country.
Your Honor, I've sent that to the clerk.
Okay. And you'll print it out when you get it. Okay.
I'm not running for president. I'm trying to just be able to move through town properly and be able to open up my bank accounts and stop being told I'm trespassing when I know I own the land. It went from Edwina to any three of my first legal first names and my last name, Teeters, Teeters.
It's about. Okay. All right. So Ms. Kamari, then your request is that I have someone from Western State Hospital come talk with Ms. Teeters, make sure that she is or isn't able to be prosecuted.
Yes, Your Honor, I am requesting.
I need actual proof of something that I was trespassing.
Ms. Teeters, I will talk to you. Just give me a chance to talk to Ms. Kamari first, okay? One person at a time is really helpful. So, Ms. Kamari?
Your Honor, we are requesting that this evaluation occur out of custody. And so I do believe that the evaluation is necessary based on my interactions with Ms. Teeters. And for the record, we'd like to enter a plea of not guilty. And then I would ask that the arraignment, that Pacific Point defense be appointed in the meantime until after the evaluation.
Okay. So, Ms. Teeters, that's the request from your attorney. I'm going to hear from the prosecuting attorney as well, Mr. McClellan.
Well, I'll note the city was intending to recommend her being released without a lot of history and the facts of the case. So I don't know that I would change my recommendation other than acknowledging that the process is going to be, quite lengthy. But I think if she can comply with the conditions out in the community, then I just ask that she be released with conditions not to commit law violations, no contact with Mod Pizza in Lacey.
No objections.
Right.
I will never return to the city of Lacey.
Well, we need you to come back to court is the issue. So, Ms. Teeters, I think I've gotten your political point of view, and that's understandable. But the question is, 2 months ago you were in Des Moines, and they found you were just fine. And so today the question is, are you?
If I show up in person, is it within the city limits of Lacey?
Well, you're at the district court, and so it's in Olympia, so you have to be at the district court. Yeah.
That's
so
fine. I agree to never return to this actual current city limits of Lacey.
I'm not ordering that. I'm not ordering that.
For release, and as per McLean,
Well,
I follow law. And if
Ms. Teeter, let me ask you some questions so I can make a better decision here. So, do you know what you're charged with?
No, they gave me a verbal warning and chased me through town for over an hour.
Okay, who was that?
The police force at the time, over 6 different police officers took turns. They literally stood behind corners and said, okay, now it's your turn. Go chase her. Keep her going. She's fine where she's standing. But if she goes 3 more feet in front of her, then we can say she's trespassing again. Literally.
Okay.
It was, what the?
All right. So criminal trespass in the second degree, that's what you're charged with, alleged from the Mod Pizza there in Lacey.
I walked in and I was supposed to be chaperoning a date, and their father and mother was actually outside, and they didn't feel comfortable enough leaving the whole situation until I put the napkins down on the floor. The things thrown from my hand was actually a police officer that flung them up from my hand, and Mod Pizza only had one working door. Both doors weren't working. The doors next to the bathroom were actually locked.
So, all right. So then you say that
there was no previous
say that
trespassing.
police chased you out of the Mod Pizza and then for about an hour chased you through town?
I said from the tire shop for about an hour, under an hour, they chased me through the town.
Okay.
And then inside the Mod Pizza, they flung the items that I had in my hand. They flung them up out of my hands to where they ended up all over the floor. And the Mod Pizza actually has a fire safety hazard because only one set of doors work when they have open fire. They cook in a kindling.
So let me ask you, where are you living when you're not in the city of Lacey? Where are you living?
Not in the city of Lacey.
Okay, but where do you live?
Not give out my public address whatsoever for my own.
Okay. Do you live? What city? What
My
city are
husband
you
was
living
just
in?
recently found beheaded in Kailua Kona. I do not give out my address. Yes, my husband. I am a widow. My husband was found beheaded. I do not give out my address.
So you're living in Washington somewhere.
Correct.
Okay, and you have a place to call home and receive mail.
I do not give out my address.
I'm not asking that, but you have a place to call home and to receive mail?
I purposely do not have a mailing address currently at this time, and I purposely do not give out my home address. I hardly ever go home because I don't want
Can I
anyone
ask-
to.
All right, can I ask you a question then too? Have you ever had any kind of diagnosis from a doctor as to a mental health issue?
Not recently, just of PTSD.
Okay. And that was in the last 10 or so years?
Yes.
Okay,
Especially after, during and after my temporary restraining order request through the courts, which was found not needed, and custody of the children were left exactly how it was as soon as the court proceeding started.
okay. All right, that was, is that Pierce County, it looks like?
No, Hawaii, Hilo, Hawaii.
So you've been in Washington for how long? About 10 years?
I came back from being a missing person April 1st. My plane ticket, they wrote down that I came back March 24th to try and give me time to get away. Since I wanted to come back to the mainland, they wanted to allow me time and just say, oh, oops, it's just an airplane ticket anyways.
So get away from Hawaii from the person there that you wanted not to know where you
No,
are?
because
No.
they knew and understood the dangers that was going on up here.
And who's they?
They, on the island of Hawaii, they said, we know you're not a missing person. I don't know why or how they were able to put through that you were a missing person from Washington and somehow out of Hilo. They must have paid someone to be able to put out that missing person report.
You know who they, who's they?
To today's hearing, I literally have not been in Washington State this time for more than a year.
Okay. Who's they in Hawaii? Keep talking about they, and I don't know who they are.
I am not obligated to give names, Your Honor.
Okay, is it the government or the airlines or what is it? Who's they?
I don't know, who are you?
So, Ms. Teeters, then we're gonna release you. I'm gonna hand you a court date. That's the only notice you'll get, as we don't have a mailing address for you. So you're gonna have to remember it and hang on to it.
That's perfect. That's another thing. Someone is spreading so many rumors and public defamation and propaganda about me. Supposedly, as soon as I take a nap, I won't remember. So, oh wait, that's right. I was trespassing on my own home that a black mail order husband said his name was Edwina something of Kent. But oh wait, Edwina is who? Trisha Ann Teeters or Kuipo Ann Leellen Teeters or just maybe Elizabeth Teeters. That's it.
So let me ask Mr. McClellan, has there been fingerprinting done? And if not, I would
Yeah.
ask that they do that, make sure that
Yeah,
we've got the right person.
Yeah, I think they typically do. I don't have records of
Has been
check
actually
with them.
under my social security number. Remember, I have two names under the same social security number, and under my Native American name, I have two names as well, legally.
Okay, and that's just what we're trying to piece together here. All right, so if you could be sure of that, Mr. McClellan, where she leaves custody. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is set another
I'm the one
date.
that pays your pension, your paycheck, Judge Wilcox, not anyone else.
And what do you mean by that?
Anyways, no trespassing, furthering this court. We have a piece of paper to give me the court hearing. Thank you.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, the whole courtroom. I
Okay,
love this conversation. Now I'm supposed to be the criminal, so fuck this shit. Let's go.
so I'll ask you, try not to swear. Do what you can not to swear. I know some people's way of speaking is swearing, but I'm going to ask you to work real hard not to do that.
Real great, huh? Look. My face, they've been chasing me around, not letting me eat, not letting me sleep. They beat me in my sleep out here in real life. Ooh, stay safe in your houses, bruh. Ugh.
Okay, so we're gonna set a court date a little ways out, January 7th of next year, 2025. You'll be back in Thurston County District Court, which is in Olympia, so you don't have to go to Lacey. And that's up to you if you go to Lacey. I'm not saying you can't go there. Just don't go back to the Mod Pizza, all right?
It's like a $500 fine if I miss it anyways, right?
No, you might be sitting in jail again if you miss the court date.
Well, next January, I plan to be in South America. So great, wonderful, let's go. I'll see you then in January. Yes, please have that paper printed. Thank you, have a
So are
great
you
day.
gonna come to court in January? Are you gonna come to court in January? Or are you gonna take off?
If I'm in the country, I'm scheduled not to be here, but let's continue on with the day. You
Well,
purposely
that
set
doesn't, that doesn't give me a whole lot of,
as far as you could.
okay. So instead, I think we're gonna hold Ms. Teeters until we can have an evaluation. I'm setting the court the
That,
first
yes,
of
I can talk to my attorney, and if you want me there and I continue on with my daily planner, that I should be visiting in Rio for a very special birthday in January, especially middle end of January.
We'll just set another court date, October 1st at
But
1:30 exactly for an in-custody evaluation. That would be better and more assured, given the statements today. So I'm editing my order. So we'll be sure to be back October 1st. Of course, Ms. Kamari, if something happens sooner, let us know.
October 1st sounds wonderful, much better than January. That's way too far out for a supposed trespassing order, ma'am.
So we'll be back on the 1st, if not before then.
Wonderful.
All right, that's all for today. Ms. Teeters, we'll see you on the 1st.
Thank you. Oh, are you putting in the order for my release or transport to a different facility by chance?
No, I'm putting in an order for the evaluator to come talk to you in custody, and then we'll talk after that. And that's it for today, Ms. Teeters. See you the 1st.
Of KCSO Teeters. We'll be making sure KCSO Sergeant of Seattle will be talking to you. Have a nice day.
So long.
Almost, she's thinking about it.
No, we're done. Thanks.
All right, all done.
Come on, Peter. No, don't touch the computer. Let's go. No.
Ending the call.
You?
Presents. All right, so if anything happens before the 1st, somebody let me know and we can get things on sooner or let the court know. Just for viewing.